Hello, everyone. This is Ramon Augusto with the Connecticut Department of Veterans Affairs. I am the moderator. Um, Today's presentation is 211 Connecticut United Way. Uh, the presenters are Ms. Kim Jackson and Natanya Zareki. Um, they will be presenting today. We will take questions at the end. If you type them in on the chat, I will bring them up at the end of the presentation. Thank you very much. Kim and Natanya, it's all yours.
Thank you. And we greatly appreciate the honor of being able to participate in the event. We'd like to thank the organizers um, for doing this and making it possible for us to do it remotely, given our current situation with COVID. Um, my name is Kim Jackson. I work for the United Way. And on behalf of the United Way, we want to thank all the veterans for your service. Today, we're going to present on 211, highlighting our housing and veteran resources. As Ramon said, we'll take questions at the end. Please use the chat feature to submit your questions and try to refrain from any too much personal information in those, as other people can see your chat. You can always reach 211 for assistance by dialing 211. And I'm going to let Natanya introduce herself, and then we'll get started.
And just a quick reminder, we are recording the session so you can view it later on.
Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Natanya. I am a lead contact specialist with 211, specifically in the housing department. So I'm going to go kind of over some information on the process of getting in touch with shelter and some veteran specific programs as well that we have in our database.
All right, so we're going to jump right in. Many of you may have worked with 211 or may be aware of it. It is free and confidential. Our job is to refer those that contact us to Essential Health and Human Services. We are here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, online and over the phone. 211 calls come in for a wide range of services. Some of the most popular ones are food, housing, assistance with paying utilities, healthcare, childcare, mental health crisis, and disaster information. Our 211 specialists who answer the phone have been highly trained and are there to provide you with expert and caring help. And we are funded through the United Way and other private funds to allow people to have access to 211. Here in Connecticut, we are a blended call center providing support for crisis as well as basic needs. 211 overall in the United States covers 95 plus of the United States. There are 200 independently operated 211s, and they're mostly operated by United Ways. And we've been around since 1999 in Connecticut. We were the first statewide usage of the services. In other states, they may not operate completely the same way. They may have different hours. They may have different services. They're not all blended between crisis and basic needs, and some do not handle crisis calls. But here in Connecticut, we are a blended site that offers all those features. There are various ways to get in touch with us. As I mentioned, we are here online at our website, 211ct.org. We have great online screening tools there you can use at any time. You can also call us 24/7 by dialing 211, or if needed, you can use our alternative number, which is 800-203-1234. If you're close to a border of the state, sometimes the 211 takes you to the other state's 211. So that alternative number will always reach us. You can also chat with us Tuesday through Friday. That's through the website from 8 to 2. That service is great in that it, if you provide us with your email, either in a call or in a chat, we can also email you the resources. But the chat feature does allow you to see them in order to use them at a later date. You can also text for certain resources by texting 898-211 and then entering CT Warm if you're looking for energy assistance resources, CT Food for food resources, and CT Recovery for substance use disorder recovery resources. The text feature then asks you to put in your zip code, and it will populate your text with the appropriate resources that are near your area. And then if there is a related page on our website, it will also give you that information as well. Our calls vary, but the things that keep them consistent are they are all confidential, met with empathy, hope, and with the hope that we will connect you with resources that will assist you with what you need. Some typical calls that we get may be from a family who has experienced a layoff, might be facing eviction, and is looking for some financial assistance. And we would then make sure they know about available resources that they appear to be eligible for, and provide them with the contact information to connect with those. Currently, at this time, we are seeing a lot of people in that situation due to COVID-19, but that continues even when there is not such a health crisis. We also provide support for those who are experiencing severe anxiety, depression, or perhaps thoughts of suicide and don't know where to turn. We can connect a child with a clinician over the phone, and then possibly that clinician will see them in person or at another facility to provide ongoing support. If it is an adult in that situation, we provide service over the phone and then we'll give them the resources in their area. Certainly, if there's an immediate medical need, we will let the caller know that we are dispatching appropriate 911 services. We also assist with disasters, and those can be in Connecticut or statewide, nationwide. Recently, some of our staff assisted with victims of tornadoes and storms in Texas and Louisiana. And in that case, we are assisting by loaning some of our service to those areas as well. And other 211s in the country would do that if we were experiencing a disaster here in Connecticut and needed help with the capacity. And then, of course, we have our veteran services, which we're going to get into now in a little bit, that are specific to veterans. We also have the capability on our website, as well as if you call us, to provide you with service in any language. We use a translation service with live translators if you call us, and then it uses a form of Google Translate on the website, which we know is not perfect, but it's better than nothing. So do keep that in mind if you're more comfortable speaking in a language other than English and want resources. Our main goals are to connect you with community-based organizations. We have more than 40,000 programs and services in our 211 database to pull from. Those are also what is mirrored in our online resources through our website, 211ct.org. I mentioned before that we're a blended call center, and we are accredited by the American Association of Suicidology. So we can provide mobile crisis intervention services for both adults and children. We provide a wide variety of mental health and substance use resources as well. And we are the front door for the state's coordinated access network for shelter and housing, meaning you do need to contact 211 in order to access that network's resources. And Natanya is going to speak about that in a little bit. And we have specialized resources for certain populations, including veterans. We are a certified crisis line in the areas of suicide assessment, prevention, and intervention. We do get calls. Our calls for basic needs versus calls for individuals in emotional distress is about 50-50 in most cases, as our current statistics show. So our highly trained staff is on the lines in order to take care of calls as they come in. We take calls from Connecticut residents for basic needs. If we do get a caller from outside the state, we can give them information on how to contact 211 in their area. If there are calls, we are a point of contact for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. So we do take calls from residents outside Connecticut on that line as well. All right, and I'm going to turn it over at this point to Natanya.
Yes, thank you so much, Kim. So I'm going to be going over 211's role in assisting those who are homeless or possibly facing homelessness. So as Kim mentioned, 211 is the front door to the state's Coordinated Access Network. It's also known as CAN. So if you're seeking access to shelter or experiencing a housing related crisis, you can call into 211. You'll actually select option 3 and then option 1 to speak with a housing crisis specialist, or just follow the prompts for the housing crisis line. From there, the contact specialist will assess the situation, gather some general information, and kind of get like a snapshot of what's going on with your current housing situation. If we decipher a CAN appointment is needed, we will go ahead and schedule the individual for the next available appointment with the provider in their preferred region. And that decision is based off of like the region's protocol and other factors regarding your housing situation. At this time, all appointments are over the phone due to COVID. Typically, they're actually in person, but it's been a lot easier just for the safety of the providers and the individuals in need of these resources to go ahead and actually just do the services over the phone. And at that time, we'll go ahead and refer to emergency shelter as needed when available based on guidelines provided by the CAN homeless provider. So right now, it is kind of limited again due to COVID and having to social distance in these shelters, and want to make sure that we're promoting safety practices. So we can go ahead to the next slide. Oh, sorry, Kim, you're muted.
I'm sorry. We are all pretty new to presenting through Teams remotely, so we do appreciate your patience as we work with the technology. I'm going to, Tanya, I think you have control. I do not have control at this time.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not really able to move it, unfortunately.
Wait,
Oh,
I'm sorry. I
it's
did get it
okay.
to go. It wasn't working with the arrows for some reason. So
No
thank you
worries.
again, everyone, for your patience.
Yes. Okay. So, what resources for veterans does 211 maintain and refer to? So, in our database, we here at 211 also act as the information and referral line for the state of Connecticut. So, 211 Connecticut can help veterans get connected with programs and services. 211 Connecticut maintains a resource directory for Connecticut veterans, active duty, National Guard, and reserves. 211 Connecticut also maintains a number of e-library papers focused on resources and information for veterans and those actively serving. And this is just kind of an overview of the different programs that we offer. And to the left, you'll see some like good numbers that are listed to some of the main information lines and offices. So the 211 Connecticut's resource directory for Connecticut's active duty and National Guard and reserves include housing and shelter, as we just mentioned, different transportation resources, criminal justice and legal service resources, healthcare and mental health resources, employment and financial assistance resources, and there are many more as well. So these are just kind of more examples of specific programs. The Veterans Hotline is a great line to utilize, as well as just kind of familiarizing on what benefits you may be eligible for, or how to get in touch with those organizations. So these are some of those programs as well as the military support group with the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services. Some great programs. Then another one is the financial aid part is the Soldiers, Sailors, and Marines funds. So different programs that are really helpful.
And if you are using our website, it's very, very simple. I think we have, there we go.
Yes.
Natania's going to tell you how easy it is to navigate this.
It is. It's a really user-friendly website. You go onto 211ct.org, and it'll come up with this kind of search bar. You put in what you're looking for. If you aren't sure yet, there's a really good example just saying I'm a veteran and I need help, and it just generates some general questions that you may have or needs you may have. And then right now it says Connecticut, but when you actually go and fill it out, it allows you to put in your current zip code so we can see what resources are available in your area. And so these are a couple of examples. So I just want to go through with them. I did see that later today, there's actually some of these groups presenting. So I definitely encourage callers or some of the audience to go ahead and tune into those programs to get more detail. But the first one is with Supportive Services for Veteran Families. It's a housing program for veterans with low income. Their goal is to stabilize veterans and their families with housing while providing ongoing support as needed to sustain independent living. Some of the services they are able to provide is outreach to the community services, any type of temporary financial assistance, including time-limited payments to third parties for rent, things like utilities, security deposit, transportation, childcare, moving costs, and emergency supplies. And this services the entire state of Connecticut. The next one is going to be just case and care management for homeless veterans. So homeless advocates help homeless veterans access services or benefits provided by the Connecticut Department of Social Services, the Social Security Administration, and other social service agencies. Accompany homeless vets on visits to doctors and clinics and help them with finding job training and housing opportunities. This specific program is servicing New London at this time. The next program is going to be the HUD-VASH. So it's a joint program between the VA and HUD, so the Housing and Urban Development. It provides supportive housing with case management services to veterans experiencing chronic homelessness. Veterans must be eligible for VA healthcare and demonstrate a need for case management services. Veterans who are lifetime registered sex offender are not eligible for HUD-VASH voucher. The HUD-VASH clinical case manager will go ahead and help develop a Section 8 application, and the Public Housing Authority will determine the Section 8 eligibility. The vouchers are expected to be used in the city and service area they were awarded. Portability is limited and reviewed clinically on a case-by-case basis, and that goes across the state. And the next program is the Veteran Service Center. The Veteran Service Center provides case management, vocational guidance, and housing assistance for employment-ready homeless veterans referred by the VA Healthcare and Homeless Veterans Outreach Team. Drop-in services are also available. Again, I always suggest individuals call into 211 directly so we can assess your situation, and if possible, kind of give you specific numbers to call in just to limit having to actually go into the site right now with everything that's going on with COVID. It just probably is best right now to call first. So that is that slide. And the last question, why don't more people know about 211? It's a really good question. We encourage you to tell your friends, your family members, and individuals you serve about 211. A lot of people don't know that we are kind of like that front gate or front door aspect for the coordinated access network for individuals or homeless. But it's always worth just reaching out and seeing what you may be eligible for, even if you were never in a time of need before. Things change, you know, the world happens around us. So it's good to kind of just check in and see how we can help.
All right. And for those of you, thank you, Natanya. That was great. For those of you that are have questions, if you have submitted them via the chat feature, Ramon is going to share those with us. Do keep in mind that Natanya and I are part of the call center staff. And we work with lots of wonderful people who are there 24/7 to assist you. So if we're not able to address your question because it's too much of a personal nature, and because we have to access our database, and I'm not sure technologically if I could do that while in this presentation mode, you can reach one of our qualified staff 24/7 to assist you with anything that you need. And if you ask something that we don't know, we will use our resources to look into it and get back to you. So Ramon, are there any questions from our participants today?
We have no questions. Presentation went well, and no questions at this time, but I'm sure you'll have people calling 211.
Okay, great. And again, I want to thank those of you that participated for joining us today. Again, it is our pleasure to serve you on behalf of 211, and we greatly appreciate your service. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much. I will end recording now, and I guess it is